Live from the heart of the Duke City, it's time for a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports.
Like benign good.
Two Men On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson. 5.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
It's Thursday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? Well, that means there's no sun in Mudville, Van, as the Lakers today assigned Bronny James to their NBA G League affiliate, South Bay, where he's going to debut against Salt Lake on Saturday.
I know it's a bummer when you get bad news on your favorite player, which Bronny is. I understand, Fred, your affinity for juniors.
Thank you.
Like me.
Van Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, Fred Jr., who some people call Zay.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Yep. He's got one more game in the association. That's on Friday against the 76ers. If there is a God in this world that celebrates humanity, the Virgin Mary, Donald Trump, advances in medicine and technology, fellowship, peace among all and others, Bronny James will start against the 76ers on Friday if there is a God.
Well, okay. Well, bad news, Fred.
No.
By your calculations, I don't think there is a God.
Because
there's no way new Lakers coach AJ Redick will live it down if he started Bronny James.
Yeah, if he started and went out there.
Okay.
And he went 22-10 and just lit the world on fire. And then JJ Redick looked like the crybaby fool that he is. At least that's what Isaiah told me it was last night, a crybaby. That's what he would immediately regret and reject this whole start to the season and in G League talk because Bronny is better, but he's refusing to let this Phoenix rise, Van. It's the end of an era.
What's actually going to happen here?
Okay.
What's actually happening here is LeBron scores 39 last night and they lose.
LeBron James.
Yeah, so he scores 39 and they lose. So what's going to happen now is he's about to start lighting everybody up in the locker room, and he wanted to make sure that his son was not around to be blamed for anything.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's scapegoat time, and he's getting ready to reset this whole roster.
All right. I
don't want you to see Daddy acting out like this.
Yes, exactly. So he's like, let's get him out of here before I transform.
Also, this is what's really, really going to happen,
I like where this is going.
LeBron is going to get sent to the G League also. So they could be the first father-son duo in the G League and NBA. It's going to be unprecedented.
I'm going to keep saying end of an era.
And then Ken Griffey Jr. is going to show up again with his dad.
Yeah, that part will be sweet. I'm going to keep saying end of an era. But you, idiot Isaiah, and idiot Van, and idiot friends of the show, are calling it end of an error. And that's not correct because he's not yet been unleashed, Van. Give him a chance to shine out there.
I mean, this is bad news for the 76ers because no one really knows the X's and O's on Bronny James yet.
Nobody knows.
How do you game plan for a guy who's never on the court? It's a real X factor here.
Here's what you do. You just prepare for LeBron James's game because Bronny's is the exact same. He's got the exact same skill set. Also, I need to now start following Bronny on social media. Isaiah, does Bronny have like social media? Is he like real prominent in that?
No, yeah, he has one. He what was it? A few years ago, he accidentally posted a story of him having fun, or just say chilling with his friends. Put it that way.
What were they doing? Watching movies?
No, he was. There was something. There was smoke on the screen. I'm not sure what was going on. But there was smoke.
And you're saying, because the social media audience didn't want the smoke, Van.
Is Nancy Reagan the first lady? Zay, why are you talking about weed like this?
Yeah, that is correct.
He was smoking weed. It's okay. It's legal.
Well, no, now, but
in 4 years, it's going to be federally legal.
Hold on. I like what Isaiah is doing here, because Isaiah is making an excellent point that at the time Bronny was just a babers, and it's never legal, Van, for babers.
Yes, he's about 16. He's about 16, 17 at this time.
Yeah.
And
stunts your brain development.
Yeah, he put that up, and I'm pretty sure LeBron grounded it from social media for a long time. But he's back now, but he's not really active. He hasn't been nearly as active on it since that incident.
He should do.
Did he get caught again? Is that why he got sent down to the G League?
Yeah, is that why?
Is that why his dad grounded him to the G League?
Can you answer that?
Not confirmed on my end, but
here's my thing.
This is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you, Bronny.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
I'm just disappointed
this is
in your play on the court.
He looks at the NBA. He does that gestures broadly with his arm.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron does to Bronny, and he says, "This is your game." And then he shows him that video of weed smoke, and then he gestures broadly at the G League, and he says, "And this is your game on drugs."
Yes.
And that's the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to start a social media, daily, what I learned in G League school today.
Oh, God, 100%.
If he were to do that, because I would be all over that. If you were to show me crappy locker rooms, if you were to show me dumb bus rides, if you were to show me a backup whatever position player that one time made it to the playoffs in the association, who's your head coach, trying to tell you what absolutely your father, LeBron James, has already told you a million times and has told you better. I want those videos. Give me Give me that.
Or you have a dual story, like LeBron shows you how the best basketball player of all time is treated everywhere he goes, and then the lowly LeBron James Jr. in the G League, all of his travels around.
What if he goes to St. Vincent, St. Mary? This is the real play. You send him to high school.
Okay.
And then he restarts the LeBron story.
It's like the third sequel of 21 Jump Street, but LeBron goes back to high school.
Now, also, I want to be really fair to Lakers fan who's currently listening that's saying something stupid in their car, let's just send the whole damn bench down. And any of that stuff missed me.
Mm-hmm.
This is all Bronny related. This is everything that's ever brought any relevance to the Lakers this season is Bronny related. Otherwise, they get as much attention as the rest of the NBA until Christmas, which is limited to 0.
This is going to be the greatest season in the history of the NBA of all time. It's the most fun. It's the most interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most competitive. It's got the biggest superstars,
I
the
agree.
brightest lights.
Some of them play.
The best events, mostly because I have a fantasy basketball team now.
But
also, it's going to be sweet.
No, I think JJ Redick's another storyline. Just coming into this season, seeing how he would fit, and most likely, or I say most often, how he'd handle losing. And he had his first storm off last night. Stormed out of the press conference. So check that box for JJ Redick in his first season, storming off the podium. He's already done.
All right, do me a favor, guys. Help me find this out. Who is the head coach of the South Bay Lakers? Just do. All right,
consult the Googs.
It's Zach Guthrie.
Oh, Zach Guthrie.
Yeah, who I thought was a country singer. So this is very confusing at this point. So Zach Guthrie. He looks like he looks like if you tried to draw JJ Redick, but accidentally put long hair on him.
Okay, I'll play this game. I'm 100%.
This is a child.
Oh my goodness, he is a child.
He looks a little psycho.
He looks like the type of guy that has insurance on his dog.
All right.
He's 26 years old.
No, update. There's 2 Zach Guthries. We screwed up. One of them plays Australian rules football. This Zach Guthrie, that is the South Bay head coach.
Oh, he looks like every coach.
Yeah, he looks like every coach.
Okay, never mind.
He unironically wears joggers and thinks people don't think he looks stupid. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? Put on a pair of 11s and some joggers and go out there and coach. Okay, dude. Like, you and everyone else.
He looks like if a Ford Focus came to life in a Disney movie.
The front of his face looks like whenever you're playing The Sims and you make no changes to the front of your Sims face.
It's just the stock sim. It's fantastic.
He looks like he grew up in the Midwest, got a job in South Bay, and now has a palm tree tattoo.
Oh, he 100% does. It's Hawaiian Shirt Friday, guys.
He looks like the
things that Zach Guthrie says weekly.
He does. He looks like the type of guy who gets upset whenever his hair gel company changes the packaging of the bottle.
Seems very accurate. Also, he got some pretty good flow, so whatever hair product he's using is working. It's pretty good.
He looks like the type of guy who owns more polos than other shirts.
He calls people sport unironically. He gently puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "Now listen here, sport."
He looks like the type of guy who answers unknown caller.
Spam? I love spam.
Isaiah, you got any here? You're just going to let me keep rolling?
No, I'm just listening to you guys fire this off as I file through pictures of him.
Let us know. He looks like the type of guy that has regularly used the phrase "not crispy enough" when talking about bacon.
Seems like a chewy guy to me.
Oh, I think you're way off here.
No, he's a chewy bacon guy. Also, he's definitely a turkey bacon guy. Let's get that straight.
He looks like the type of guy that puts his backpack in the trunk instead of the back seat.
I mean,
I'd bet money
when
this
you're
guy
in downtown Los Angeles.
I'd bet money he puts ketchup on his eggs.
Salsa.
Okay.
Salsa passes. This guy puts ketchup.
But he likes the mild old El Paso, not like real salsa.
He looks like the type of guy who has a book in his carry-on bag, but has never read it.
Now, hold on. That's when you start a book on the plane. It's the most exciting thing. Oh, God, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, you are Zach Guthrie.
No.
Also, I don't know if they take planes. All right, we got a real list of players here. You ready for this?
Okay.
Now, not does every player on the South Bay Lakers have a photograph on their profile, but I got you, okay?
Thank you.
Sean East, Alex Fudge, DeJuan Gordon, Jordan Goodwin, Jalen Hood Shafino, now Bronny James wearing number 9, Christian Coloco, no clue.
How far into the season are they?
Kyler
to where
Kelly?
they haven't gotten a picture of these guys.
Max Lewis, Grayson Murphy from Belmont. Sounds like a baller. Casey Nadifo.
Yep, sure.
No clue. Quincy Olivari, Armel Tronori, Marlon Veal, Vincent Valerio Bondon, and Solomon Young. Now, immediately I can tell you this. Bronny's the best player of all of them. He's the only player I've heard of.
What about 6'8" Alex Fudge?
The Jalen Hood guy you're referring to, they had some promise in him. So I think they're hoping he can.
Played in Indiana?
Yeah, they like him.
I'm looking at him here. He's got a bunch of tattoos like he's played in the NBA.
He is number 0.
Dog, he was a round 1 pick?
Did play at Indiana.
Dang, and he's not even the best player on his team? Now, has the G League started, Isaiah?
No, I don't believe so.
When does the G League start? Probably Saturday, right? If that's the first game.
Yeah.
November 8th.
Okay, so there you have it. So LeBron James Jr., Bronny James. Oh, look at this. Okay, update. Bronny update. We can watch NBA G League South Bay Lakers basketball on Tubi.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, let's get that.
How much are they going to pay me to watch it? Did they name a price yet? Does it come? Does it come with a free subscription to something that I'd enjoy?
Oh man,
I'm looking
now,
at
Tubi's nice. Roku forces Tubi down your throat, but
So
that's the main
I've never heard whatever this is, so now I'm feeling a little embarrassed bringing this up. But I just clicked on the link. It just automatically starts live streaming an old game, like right to you.
Seriously?
Like I did nothing. Like this is the most convenient website of all time.
Tubi's the. To be fair, that's the free one, right? Anyone can just have Tubi for free, but you got to watch their commercials. Is that right? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Here's a replay of something called Scoot versus Wimbyama Game 1, where I guess a bunch of G Leaguers at some point played each other. I mean, this is my new thing.
Tubi needs to become a friend of the show.
Tubi needs.
Tubi.
Isaiah, do me a favor. Put on your producer to-do sheet. Connect with Tubi. Become official streaming partner. Because if Bronny James is there giving it validity, we're in. Like, that's our stuff now.
NBA G League TV?
I'm telling
that
you.
Is wild.
It took no sign. The thing was like super convenient. Broadcast schedule, blah, blah, blah. Saturday, November the 9th at 6 p.m. I'm going to assume that's Pacific. I don't know. So sometime Saturday night, you can have this on your phone while you're celebrating. Well, the United played during the day. So the United game will be over by now.
Some pretty decent movies on Tubi right now.
Give me
This is a free advertisement for the fine people at Tubi. The Addams Family.
The original?
Yeah.
Well, the new one's trending.
The Evil Dead, which is fun.
Have you seen that, Isaiah?
I have. It was a while ago.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like super sexy vampires, Interview with the Vampire. That's a good one.
Right,
Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt.
Isaiah.
What's a sexy Spanish guy? Antonio Banderas.
All right. Isaiah, tell me to stop when I name a movie off Tubi that you haven't seen, okay?
Okay.
Major Pain. Drumline.
That movie just made me want to laugh.
Drumline.
Did you Google urban movies on Tubi right now?
Big Mama's House.
Okay.
iRobot.
How many?
Superfly.
How many Medeas are on there right now?
Now this one, I'm just doing them in order. So you may have not seen this one, Isaiah. Cons and Cougars.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, me neither. Django Unchained.
Now, hey, that's a classic.
That's a banger. Oh, The Downfall of Diddy. You know Zay's watched that multiple times.
I actually haven't seen that.
I Am Legend slaps. It's on here.
Look, The Usual Suspects is on Tubi right now. That is a legendary movie. Must see.
What is Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins?
Oh,
okay. This sounds awesome.
That's good one. Martin Lawrence, huh?
It does have Martin Lawrence.
That's a funny one. That one's pretty funny.
I used to run this bit where I would go, "What do you mean you haven't seen Life?" And then however the person responded, I would either go to the video, I would either go to the board game, the cereal, or the movie.
Nice.
And it was a very good bit. It's kind of dead now, but I ran it for a long time.
As a child, R.J. Stevens was the awkward brunt of numerous jokes. Now R.J. is a successful talk show host who dispenses advice and encouragement to millions. When his parents ask him to come back home for their anniversary, RJ vows to show everyone how much he's changed. Unfortunately, RJ's plans are no match for his southern relatives.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that it's funny, but then it has like, your little serious moment or like a little scene, and then they cap it off with some more jokes. But
is RJ short for Roscoe Jenkins?
Yes, of course.
I wasn't connected to what we were talking about for a second. I'm back in.
James Earl Jones.
It's your typical. He's the most successful out of the family, and he comes back and he's with a pretty wife, and everyone's like, "Oh,
he's better than
drop him down."
So then his brother, who's always had the number on him, is like they outduels him in most of the competition.
What competition? He's already married to the pretty lady and successful.
Well,
not in this house.
Well, if I remember correctly, the brother was currently talking to the girl that he always had a crush on his whole childhood that he never was able to
All right,
get.
hold on. Let me make sure I got this right. Roscoe Jenkins come back to his southern Mississippi hometown after going off and finding big city success. He then returns to small town, leaves his wife for his high school girlfriend who had moved on and started dating his own brother. Roscoe Jenkins is a homewrecker and a terrible person. Is that accurate?
A little inaccurate. Yeah. I think there are some points. Yeah, there's some points there that you missed.
What came first, Roscoe Jenkins or Sweet Home Alabama? Which movie?
What came first, Roscoe Jenkins or every Hallmark movie ever made? It's Newman on. We're live at Sadie's on 4th. Well, fun night for us tonight. A little production note. We're on air till 6:30 tonight, man.
All right.
Then we hand it off to Lady Lobos basketball.
How exciting.
We do this every year. We're sticking with Lady Lobos.
Yes.
I one time was told not to call them that.
Okay.
And I'm going to make this statement the way I do every single time I think of that. I was told it's okay from the university. Lady Lobos is the official, deal. That's what you call them.
Also, in Trump's America, lady might be light on what we could call them.
That's a good point. We can say a lot of things now.
Say a lot of things now.
Like they're good, talented, going to do very well in the Mountain West. They're a fun basketball team to watch.
And we got them right here.
On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're live at Sadie's on 4th. We're having a heck of a time with it. Thank you for joining us. It's been a banger of a little day. Snow disrupts this city. Are we on storm watch, Isaiah? Are we officially on storm watch right now?
I know there's supposed to be more snow overnight. I don't know if it's
literally snowing right now
right,
at Sadie's on 4th Street.
All right, Isaiah, do me a favor. Bring up
Not sticking.
the Doppler Zadar. Okay, we're going to Doppler Zadar.
Nice.
I know, I just came up with that. All right, we're going to Doppler Zadar because we're currently on storm watch, man, for the remainder of the night.
Like when we're normally on storm watch, when we're traveling around Albuquerque looking for voice of everything Dylan Storm.
No, that's different.
That's a different storm watch.
When we see him in public, take photos of him,
Yes.
and then post it on our threads.
Yeah, our threads, which is only pictures of Dylan Storm.
All right, Isaiah. So do you have the Doppler up?
the Doppler. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So it's our Doppler Zadar. Okay, Zay, what is? Give us our storm watch update.
Winter warning
Oh, okay.
remains in effect until 11 a.m.
Now, hold on.
Friday.
You're going awful fast here for me to process.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean wintry mix, or does that mean like cold? Like, what does winter warning mean?
Heavy snow.
Oh, that's more than warning, dude. That's forecast.
Winter storm warning remains in effect.
Yeah, that's
Until 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, wait, so
Blizzard conditions.
is that a prediction or is that a spoiler?
It says expect 8 to 13 inches.
Where?
Is that in your Tinder bio?
Yeah, is that what you put in there? You should screenshot this Zadar
Yeah.
and put it in your Tinder bio.
No, I think that's well, I know I-40 and I-25 are closed.
Yo.
Hold up.
Whoa.
They're closed?
I-40 and I-25 closed due to severe winter weather.
That can't be true.
It's not sticking out here.
I-40 is shut down at Klein's Corners and the westbound
Oh,
lanes.
that's hold up.
Okay,
That's way out there.
Yeah.
That's
Way out
not
there.
here.
Friend of the show, 25 and 40 in town are
Yeah.
open.
Of course, I-25 north of Santa Fe is closed. That's always closed. No one cares about that. Who's going up there? Who's going up to the Capulan Pass? I don't know.
Do you want to give an update on the Raton Pass?
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what
way
I'm
into
saying.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me what's going on at my marker 430, Zay. That's really what I want to hear about on your Zadar update. First of all, that's such a good name.
So
I don't know
good.
how we didn't come
Yeah.
up with that sooner. All right. So wintry mix is in effect. Isaiah said it's going to snow how many inches?
8 to 13.
Nice.
Dang.
All right. I mean, I'm into it. I think kids were off school today, Van. You know how I know?
You have a 9-year-old in your life.
Why do you have a 9-year-old in my life?
You had to feed breakfast today.
Well, here's the real truth of it. Everyone was, for some reason, on delay.
Yeah.
So I had, as you're aware, I've been battling self-inflicted diabetes for some time,
Correct. Yeah.
and I'm currently on the come up.
I think you're turning the corner.
Yeah, I've turned. So I went and got like a doctor thing today, and they're like, "Sir, actually, we're on a 2-hour delay, so your appointment's on 2 hours." I go, "What?
Huh?
What?"
There's no snow or ice on the roads.
Correct. That was my response.
There was absolutely no impedance whatsoever.
Everything you're saying is accurate.
If
but
you live on top of the mountain, you were okay today.
So I had to go across the street from the little testy place over to first time, long time, the mall.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I had to kill an hour. I was just going to do a lap. I was going to get some steps in. Like, this was my vision, right?
Also, the mall.
Yes.
If you would like to be a friend of the show,
A call.
I'll reverse my stance real fast.
I'm really excited to talk about Aeropostale.
Mhm.
Because I
Is
don't
that
know
what it
what's
is?
at the mall. I have no idea. So anyway, I'm going to go get my steps in. And I'm like, the first person you see when you walk into the mall, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you scan the room, and this young blood comes up to me, and he says, "Hey, you own wrestling?" And I say, "Yeah, young blood, I own wrestling." Like,
Sweet.
he's like, "What are you doing here?" Like, I was just,
Wrestling business.
yeah, I'm at the mall, brother.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to get some mall stuff done. So,
Getting some new turnbuckles from Big Five.
Thanks for asking. And then he was really excited. Is that at the mall? I was like, I got a pocket full of quarters. I think I'm gonna hit up the tilt. That's what
sweet.
I said. I didn't know what to say.
Nice.
So, anyways, instead of getting my steps in at the mall, I ended up talking to a fan of pro wrestling for like 45 minutes. I was like, this is the best middle day.
That's pretty cool.
But that kid was not in school. Yeah. Also, parents, when you let your kid go to the mall on a snow day, they're talking to weirdos like me.
Yeah. Public service announcement.
Yeah. And then I spent 20 minutes watching the guys set up the nativity scene in the middle of the mall.
Okay. That's a little early, but all right.
Is it early?
Can we get past Thanksgiving?
No.
Can we have Thanksgiving?
We cannot. You can put a Christmas tree up right now.
Ugh.
But again, they weren't assembling it the exact way I would do.
Yeah.
So I was sitting in silent critique on a bench watching them at the mall.
Yeah. Also, good news, friend of the show, after the election, the war on Christmas is over now.
Correct.
So
yeah.
Say whatever you want.
It is back.
Yeah.
It's also no longer the day after Friday. Isaiah, what is it? I mean, the day after Thanksgiving. Oh, I blew it. I blew that whole joke. I blew that joke so bad. When we get back from the break, more, I guess for the first time, NFL talk today on 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. one where we're so fortunate with some of the proud partners of the program, Scott Isham of Isham Dental included. We're going to bring you a lot of like super fun segments. Like that's our deal, you know?
Yeah.
So our Isham Dental soundbite of the day is what I think Superman looks like when he's Clark Kent. You know what I mean? It was a moment of superhuman feet, superhuman strength,
Superhuman ankles.
Yeah, Isaiah,
And knees.
What's that word you always use whenever you're describing like football effort? Grit. It was gritty. He did the gritty, is what Isaiah
Yes.
describes. So it's at or near the greatest moment in the history of the NFL this season thus far to date. 505-881-0422. Reach out to Scott Isham over at Isham Dental, ishamdentalabq.com. Get that exclusive offer, free exam and x-rays when you sign up online. Van, you know I am a proud holder of dental insurance.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to be Medicare A and B except over at Scott. He handles everything, same name dentures, the financial layaway, the whole thing. So go over, see Scott, have him put his fingers in your mouth. Zay, are you ready with our Isham Dental soundbite of the day?
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
All right. Yeah, getting better. And rolled the other way when I went to plant. No. Come on, man. Sheesh. No, I'm good.
So that was Patrick Mahomes being helped off the field on Monday Night Football. Then a very brief talking down to of his head coach, Andy Reid, who was trying to make a very poor decision, which was to play Carson Wentz at football. And Patrick Mahomes explaining that these haters out here can't affect him. He's the greatest athlete of all time.
Or hear me out. He got a needle full in the blue tent, and he's not a magician. He's a guy on drugs. Because that looked awful.
He didn't go to the blue tent, but he sat right there on that. Well, for the Chiefs, it's called a chiropractic table. For the Browns, called a massage table. He sat right there, and they just popped his back, and his ankle felt better, and then he was back out there. I told you, back popping is real.
I didn't see him pop the back. I know they were fiddling with the ankle, but I thought it was a knee injury the whole time when his knee clicked when he was running.
Could have been a knee. I don't know.
Like they said it was an ankle. Like he rolled his ankle, but it looked like he friggin' tore his meniscus and couldn't put any pressure on it. And then a few plays later, we hear that it's an ankle, and he's back in immediately.
Bringing in our football insider, Isaiah Johnson. Isaiah, welcome back to the program. Now, after you heard this exchange, do you feel that Andy Reid has, in fact, lost the locker room?
No, not at all.
What? Anthony Richardson would never, ever talk back to a coach like this. Patrick Mahomes is out of his lane.
I mean, sometimes the greatest, they, control when they come in and out of the game. But you have to earn that right to do so. I think he's earned the right. I think the only way they wouldn't let him go back out there is if it was a head injury. But he's also this type of player. There's like a lot of other times where they've taken away his helmet by force because he kept trying to go out on the field. So they would take his helmet, and then that way he wouldn't be able to go back out in the field. But otherwise, yeah, he'd be getting off the bench. He's trying to walk out.
Now, do you feel, not to cut off your breakdown, do you feel you were as impressed as I was with the audio of that mic'd up? Because Van and I both thought Andy Reid would be much more breathy and winded after having to walk a short amount of distance to get to Patrick Mahomes to talk to him.
No, I think Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes have a certain relationship where I think he has that trust in Patrick to say, or at least hope, that he wouldn't put the future in danger. So I think he's trusting Patrick to give their word.
Yeah, but if Andy Reid says that to Anthony Richardson said, "Oh, thank God, I thought you'd never ask.
Yes.
I'd love to sit on the bench."
Now,
that'd be awesome.
Are you guys as excited as I am for the rest of the Kansas City Chiefs to just start rejecting direct orders from Andy Reid? Or do you guys think that's going to be good for the team the way I do?
No, I'd have to disagree.
Okay, so you aren't as excited about a locker room mutiny due to the cancer that is Patrick Mahomes because he refuses to follow leadership?
Well, most teams,
Yeah.
the best, like as far as who you respect, it usually is the head coach, maybe an assistant coach, but then it's the best player on the team. It usually is coming right after the coach, and that's because the coach can tell him what to do. But if there's ever a guy to talk back to the coach, when you see the best player on the team do it, in this case, the best quarterback in the league, in conversations with being the best of all time, you see him. I mean, he could cuss out Andy Reid, and the team would be like, "Okay, well, we can't do that."
So why?
I mean, the guy
he did just cuss out Andy Reid. Did you hear him? He said "sheesh."
He said "sheesh."
That's like Mr. Rogers dropping F-bombs.
Correct.
Like Patrick Mahomes. That's the most angry Patrick Mahomes has ever been in his life.
Why didn't DeAndre Hopkins go to the press conference afterwards and go, "That's my quarterback"? Why didn't that happen? Why didn't he do that?
You know how much pull Patrick Mahomes has in Kansas City?
Yes.
It's so much that his brother can do whatever he wants. And I mean, like, I have friends that live in Kansas City, and they directly tell me that his brother rides around like he's Patrick Mahomes. Like, he walks into places like he owns it.
Well, you know what happens when he gets in trouble? Like, he just goes, "Sheesh."
Yeah.
No, I think Mahomes is he's as invincible as you can get. Luckily, he's not arrogant with it. I think he's pretty humble with his power.
You know what he is, Patrick Mahomes? Injury prone.
Has he ever missed a game?
I don't know, dude. He's got the toughest ankles any human I've ever seen in my life. At least 3/4 of all human beings on earth, because there's a lot of people I haven't seen.
It's also, if anyone's going to go back on the field and risk an injury, it's a guy with the best insurance of any athlete ever. He's the face of State Farm. Think they're going to let anything happen to him? There's no way.
Hey, they don't pay out, dude. I'm not trying to be tough here on State Farm because I don't want to take a stance like that.
Okay.
But State Farm, the reason they offer you the lowest rate is because they don't pay people out. Like, you're getting what you pay for. Like, put your money into like a company that will protect you and will be there for you. And good luck to you if someone who has State Farm runs into you or your ankle. Like, you know how long you have to fight for that? They're not for me.
Mahomes' worst ankle
Also,
injury was in the
our
playoffs.
friends at State Farm, if you're listening,
Call the show
for money.
We'd love to have you.
Fred would love to change his opinion.
I changed my insurance for money.
No, Mahomes. The worst injury I remember was during the playoffs, and he won a Super Bowl.
You're thinking of Terrell Owens again. This was broke his ankle in the playoffs.
He lost that Super Bowl.
Hey, he didn't. He had like 15 grabs,
off.
150 yards. We were at Howie's. Watching this Monday Night Football game, and when Patrick Mahomes got hurt, losers celebrated.
Yeah,
it's the weirdest thing.
It's a bummer
to watch people celebrate anyone getting hurt outside of Deshaun Watson. It's the craziest thing.
The cover up,
pretty wild.
I mean,
so the injury. It's like it looks like he hurt his knee. And then, bam, it's not a knee, it's an ankle. And then he had to be helped off the field. And then, like 30 seconds later, he was jogging down the sideline. What?
So wild.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of that LeBron in him, that little bit of dramatic in him, where he knows that the whole stadium is holding their breath.
The world. Why are you making this so small?
Chiefs fans.
In the rest of the NFL.
And betters.
And what Van said, State Farm and a million and Whataburger and whoever else.
I think he wants that Rocky moment. Every player does.
I recently saw a player get that with Freddie Freeman in the World Series. And I had a little moment, like fandom moment, where I was like, that is the best moment.
Sure.
That walk-off extra inning grand slam in the World Series, that is that thing. Like tweaking your ankle or whatever, this is nothing.
Yeah.
Like put on the biggest moments. And this isn't in a Monday night when you're already 7 and undefeated or whatever.
Yeah.
Go to like Carson come in. And then they win the coin flip in overtime, blah, blah, blah. This and that. They will not.
You go on?
I was going to say they won't lose the rest of the season. They're going to go to the playoffs undefeated.
What about blocked by James?
No.
Oh, down 3-1.
Doesn't matter.
Never came back. 73-9 Warriors.
That was huge. Now, in your defense, that was huge.
Yeah, but doing it off Andre Iguodala, it's not like Dennis Eckersley's out there.
73 9.
9?
Down 3-1.
Hey.
They're
9 losses for losers. Did they win the finals?
LeBron, that was in Game 7.
Oh, they did, yeah. But did Golden State?
No,
Nope.
73-9 lost.
They were nothing. Compilers.
Compilers of the best season ever.
Oh, it's just crazy. Everyone they played was on load management that game or whatever, the NBA, setting it up. And Andre Iguodala not protecting the ball with his offhand. It's just so stupid. Stupidest thing I ever saw.
Or one of the best athletes in the world making an insane play.
Also,
changing the course.
Was it Andre Iguodala? I don't remember. I think it was. Yeah.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of that guy that pump faked the ball at Kobe's head? Could have been that guy.
Matt Barnes.
Yeah, could have been Matt Barnes.
Oh
He
God.
did play he played for about every team.
Put Matt Barnes on the list. Scooming on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Live from Sadie's on 4th, the sports animal.
Auto Parts. 2 Men On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to the 2 Men On. We're at Sadie's on 4th.
Might be here forever, allegedly.
Where does that come from?
We might get snowed in. Never a snow day here.
All right,
at Sadie's.
Give us our Zadar update, Isaiah.
You guys are going to be stuck there.
No, that's not. There are people commuting right now. You tell them they can easily make it here.
People coming in and out
comfortably and safely.
Oh, it's not being stuck there is not a bad thing at all.
No, if there's going to be a place that I'm stuck at, it's going to be Sadie's, bro.
I've heard they might give
especially
out
the bar.
Also, yeah, and free chips and salsa if you guys are stuck there.
I already went through a half a jar of salsa since I've been here. It's fantastic.
Green chili, everything.
And I don't have to share it with Fred either because he can't handle it.
It's so hot, dude. It is delicious hot salsa. It's like delicious.
It's so good. It's the standard.
By which all other salsas should be judged.
Accurate.
All right. Time for prize picks, please.
Ooh, I can do one.
Promo code KNML. And I thought it matched up to $100.
Uh-huh.
I had a friend of the show yesterday told me it only matched them up to $50. So I'm going to call prize picks.
Man.
And number one, I'm going to get that friend of the show their extra $50. That's going to happen. That's a thing I'm doing.
Sure.
So I'm going to tell you this, friend of the show. Use promo code KNML. Reach out to us, 505-246-0610. You tell me. And then I'm going to create a class action against, and I don't mean lawsuit, I just mean like I'm going to claim a lot of things.
Yes.
And then I got you. I'm your guy in prize picks. I'm your, what's that called, man, when you stick up for the little guy? I'm the Robin Hood of prize picks.
You're their champion.
Yeah. What's better than champion?
Under Armour.
That's a very good answer.
Thank you.
Prize picks. All right. Lamar Jackson has one of those gifty green ones where it's 210.5 pass yards. I'm going to go more on that.
Smart.
I believe he will do that tonight versus Cincinnati. Now, Joe Burrow, he's got 273 pass yards, which I don't love. I want to go below. Yeah, I'm going to take less.
Joe Burrow's been balling out.
Dog, he's not a 273 pass yard guy. He's like a 230 guy, maybe. He's been way under 200, or excuse me, he's been way under that mark every single game this season except for one. But the last time he played Baltimore was almost 400 pass yards. What do you think here?
I wouldn't bet against Joe Burrow. Ravens have a good defense, but I would avoid that one. There were other ones that I would like more than that.
Maybe get him with some sort of touchdown pass thing. Is that what you're thinking?
I like that.
It's a green goblin for Derrick Henry and rush receiving touchdowns. He gets one every game, so I'm going to take the 0.5 over.
You have to.
I like that a lot.
They are giving that away. He should be like 2.5.
Jamar Chase has a bunch of them, but they come in little bundles. Do you like him for Tutty, or do you like him more or less than 86.5 receiving yards? I want to go less on receiving yards.
Man, I can't dissuade you. I would not bet against Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase.
In Jamar Chase's last several, 43 yards, 54 yards, 55 yards, 72 yards, he's just not doing it.
If that's the way you feel,
If
that's not. I usually don't bet against superstars. I usually bet against like the middling
How's
players.
your winnings?
Huh?
Because mine's real good.
Okay, well, go for it.
I'm going to take the less on Burrow and Chase. I'm going to say they're going to get kind of shut down on this one.
Okay.
I don't think it's either of their day. That's
Ravens.
my deal.
It's top 5 defense, number 1 defense last year.
Shutting them down. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Now, how do you feel about Zay Flowers? Is he going to score again? He scored a bunch last week. He hadn't really done anything up until that point, but he's kind of looking at as like a legitimate legitimate option offensively for this team.
Yeah, I mean, he's really coming into his own the last few weeks. I do like that one.
You think he'll score, though?
He's got a pretty low receiving yards, 65.5 receiving yards.
He does catch long balls. Like, that's his thing. I wouldn't hate his Green Goblin is 39. I feel like I should go all the way down and take that because I'm right in.
Here's an interesting one that I really like.
Okay.
Deontay Johnson, their new addition.
Okay.
Only 21.5 receiving yards is his number. I think he can get 20 yards in his first full game as a Baltimore Raven. It could be like a welcome to the team kind of thing. Feed him the ball a few times, run a couple plays exactly for him. That might be my favorite one of the day.
I like Justin Tucker more than 8 points kicking. I think that's going to round out my deal, man.
It's a good one. That is a good one.
Man, I got too many Green Goblins here. It's not even worth it. All right, I'm getting rid of all the Green Goblins. Why am I even playing if I'm not going to win big monies? You know what I mean?
I like a sure thing, baby.
All right, give me rush yards. Where's rush yards? Where's my boy Derrick Henry? Let me get him over a hundo, right? Like, that's what we're all thinking. Like, we're being cowards for not saying it out loud.
His demon is 124.5.
That's low.
He's done that 2 out of the last 5 games.
Oh, gosh. I tell you what, I'm going to take his regular. His regular is 93.5.
93.5 is really good. He's done that 3 out of the last 5 games.
Right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to demon him at 109.5.
Yo.
Because that's a little bit of a stretch.
I like it. No, I do like it.
And then it's going to pay out for me if it pays out. That's my deal on him. All right, now I need receptions because I haven't done a receptions one, and I like that. Jamar Chase, 7.5. That seems slightly high.
Seems high.
Zay Flowers, 5 seems very doable.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe he'll have 5? I do.
I do as well.
All right, so now I got
Also, I like them feeding Mark Andrews tonight, too.
All right. Is that a demon?
Nope.
All right.
4.
Well, I'm in the mix with a lineup, and I like it, man.
Good.
I like it a lot.
If you like it, I love it.
All right, mine's out there. I'm going to give it to you, friend of the show at home. Make sure I got it here. All right, so it's Lamar Jackson more than 210.5. Joe Burrow less than 273.5. Jamar Chase less than 86.5. Justin Tucker more than 8 kicking points. Derrick Henry more than 109.5 rush yards. And Zay Flowers more than 5 receptions.
Fantastic.
Now, what I'm going to do, and this is what's called hedging, Van.
Uh-huh.
Now, you didn't think I was going to hedge here.
Had no clue.
No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all those exact same ones, but find the demon multiplier.
Ooh.
So if I get halfway there, I got there. And if I get all the way there, I'm the man now, dog.
What do you got? A little $5 boys on this one?
That's what I'm
Or are you
saying.
going a little heavier? A little heavier this time?
So I got Zay Flowers, more than 79. What was my other one? The quarterback pass yards. That's what I need.
You did Burrow under.
All right.
Burrow
Well,
less than.
Yeah, you can't really do that. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm going to take Lamar Jackson more than 249.5. That's a demon.
Okay.
Okay, and then going back to rush yards, there's a lot of offense here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't love the idea of going more than 99.5 demon on Derrick Henry, but I'm going to do it. I think it'll miss, though.
I like Derrick Henry more for sure.
Do you, even if you pair him with Lamar Jackson? Because that's like a tough one.
We just light it up as a whole offense. How many times has Lamar gone over 249? Not often, right?
Not often. That's not his deal.
No.
Dante Johnson more than 39.5. Because if I have this many pass yards, some of them have to end up over there.
I like his regular number. I'm not crazy about his demon, but I know you want to do an all-demon lineup.
Well, I got to do an all-demon one. I can also get Mark Andrews at 49.5. Or do you like him? There's no demon for reception, so I think I got to go yards. That seems like a lot of yards for him.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. That's where like the math gets weird.
So quite surprisingly,
Yes.
both Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews rush and reception touchdowns are
Yes.
demons right now.
All right.
Think Lamar Jackson's going to get a rushing touchdown? Very likely.
Well, he hasn't all season. He's kind of changed that game up.
It makes him do.
The Zay Flowers touchdown, the Mark Andrews touchdown. Is that what you're saying?
I like the Mark Andrews.
All right, so I'm taking the Zay Flowers off, which opens up one more. Did I already pick Derrick Henry? He's not going to have a demon one. His will be like 2.5, and it's like you can't.
So Evan McPherson, Cincinnati's kicker, 2.5 field goal made is a demon.
Oh, I like that a lot. All right, field goal made.
Think he'll get a little hat trick tonight.
All right, so I got
Ravens with their bend not break defense.
all demons here. Okay, you ready for this?
Okay.
So this is a big one. Zay Flowers more than 79.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson more than 249.5 passing.
Yep.
Derrick Henry more than 99.5 rush. Dante Johnson more than 39.5 receiving. You don't like that, is what you're saying.
I don't. I like his low number. I don't like
I'm
that.
going to take that one out.
But also, it could be one long reception.
Mark
will take care of you.
Mark Andrews scoring a tutty.
Mm-hmm.
More. Evan McPherson hitting 3 field goals.
Yep.
All right, so I need to throw in one more demon van because we got to get this whole thing done. I like receptions. I'm a big receptions guy. Do you think like maybe like a Justice Hill out of the backfield? He catches passes, I feel like, every time he
does.
comes in.
He does. Yeah.
It's not a demon, though. That's where you end up in a tough spot because none of it matters if it's not a demon because you're trying to get them points, Van. We need one more score. We need one more. What about Deontay Johnson scoring? He has scored throughout the season. He's tall.
Mm-hmm.
He could do it on the goal line. What's the name of the tight end for Cincinnati? Everyone's sweating recently. He could score. Gesicki, is that his name?
Yes.
All right, let's go with him then. I like it a lot. So we're rooting right here, Van.
Or how? This is one we never do.
Okay.
Joe Burrow not as nimble as he used to be.
Oh, I like where you're going with this. Rush yards?
No, a sack.
You think he's going to take one? The problem with the sack,
Odafe Owe, more than a quarter sack is a demon.
yeah, but he doesn't get them. That's like a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs to get his hands on one. His teammates, he could be 2 guys bringing down Burrow. If he just gets a hand on him, he gets that.
Yeah, but like in this game, that's not better than like that Trey Hendrickson. He had like 4 sacks last game. And Lamar does weird stuff where he's like always behind the line of scrimmage.
Hendrickson for how many? Is it 1 sack?
0.25.
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, Hendrickson's better than.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. You did talk me into that though. All right, so we got a bit. We're playing for money, boys. All right, I like it a lot. Use promo code KNML. And I'm telling you, they're going to match you up to 100. Also, if they change that, then
we didn't receive the email.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
It has worked so far.
And I will call, and I will complain, and I will go to bat for everyone forever. All right, friend of the show, Chris, just sent me his flex play. All right, so this is a good one. Zay Flowers, more than 0.5 rush receptions. Oh, he's going all weekend. Sam Laporta, he went more down the board on Demons.
Okay.
Zay Flowers, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Smart.
CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
A little homer pick right there. Noah Brown, Derrick Henry. 1.5 is Derrick Henry.
Ooh.
When we get back from the break, we continue from Sadie's on 4th. It's 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Boo, Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Minute On. We're live at Sadie's on 4th. You know what's kind of interesting about putting together like the talking points for the day, man? Thursday is maybe the worst day.
Go on.
Everything in the NFL is injury update, and you can't trust any of it anyways. It's like, what do? You make mention of a guy with a knee.
Yeah.
You make mention of a guy with a shoulder, and then it doesn't mean anything come Sunday. So it's almost like you're wasting like your radio time with it, right? And then you go and you're like, okay, well, people really like the NFL, you know. Okay, well, like, what's up with the running back from Chicago? Like, let's talk about him a little bit. You know, he's got the new team, this and that. He's playing tonight. Like, there could be a start. You won't see the field really. No, it won't be till next week.
There's a little bit of a different one. this week. You got McCaffrey expected to play this weekend.
They opened up his practice window.
Yep.
So
And I just got a notification about 10 minutes ago that he's expected to play.
Ooh.
So Christian McCaffrey hitting the field again if he's expected to play. I mean, that was a big ticking time bomb this season. But usually you're pretty spot on with that take. But this
because and that's a good update, by the way. Thank you for that. That's a big story. That give me a within the previous 10 minutes breaking newsy boy. Yeah, heck yeah. Hit me with a McCaffrey update. Like I want that. But otherwise, the only story today is the Panthers are overpaying Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah. Hey, there's a running back renaissance in the NFL. If you got a good one, hang on to him because the NFL is on alert seeing what happened when studs like Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley, when they go to better situations and ball out. Like they're the two free agent signings, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley, upgraded their teams, upgraded their offensive lines, and they are balling out. They're the two best in the league this year. Like the NFL is on notice that hey, if we don't suck as a team, as a franchise, and we have a good running back, the sky's the limit, baby.
But it means they think Jonathan Brooks sucks. It means they think he can never end up healthy. It means they think they don't even have to look at him.
Well, I mean,
to know that he's not the truth.
He's still on the rookie contract, so you got him for a while.
Yeah. Well, the money savings. What did they end up paying this dude? $15 million guaranteed. Hubbard, is that what it was?
Yeah.
4-year, 33.2 extension for a total of 37 and some change.
I mean, that's obviously no one's going to sneeze at $33 million.
Oh, that's top.
$15 million guaranteed. But that's not a ton of money for a NFL salary cap. If you got a guy you really believe in who's been playing well this year, that's on the cheap.
Doesn't that put him in the top tier running back dollars?
Top third.
Oh, I thought it was higher than that. Yeah, it's number 9.
9?
So you're correct. That's top third. Number 9.
Top 3.
I thought he was closer to 5, but the money is closer in the bundle than I thought.
So, some other news is Dak might have surgery on his hamstring. Season-ending surgery would be something else that's leaking out today a little bit.
I did see that earlier. I mean, he's going to go back for a second test, a third test. They're going to make 100% sure. But the hamstring literally ripped off the bone. It's not just a hamstring pull. It's not just a little owie. It came off of his bone. It's not good.
Do I sound weird being the guy that's well, of course this is what you say before he's only going to be away 4 weeks and he looks like Superman when he comes back. Is it weird if I'm that guy?
Now, hold on. They want him out. They want him out for the rest of the year.
They do want that. That's a good point.
You're a better team with Cooper Rush.
Nah, we want him out for different reasons. In this way, he's out and he has a surgery, so we know he's out for the season. That would be just the confirmation of Dak out for the season is a confirmation for a high draft pick. So
I'm not trying to break your heart here, brother. They sucked with him.
Yeah.
He was the confirmation win out there.
Yeah.
But now the team won't. Well, number one, they were losing regardless, yes. But now there's less of a fear of them winning games they shouldn't. Now I can go into the games, especially this stretch, and feel comfortable that these guys won't go out and sabotage our draft pick. And I'm not just – it's also not a comedy take. It's actually – from wanting my team to be good, that's the only way. That's the only light at the end of the tunnel because it's obviously not going to happen through trade or free agency. So it's got to be the draft.
I mean, I'm not trying to completely dismantle what you're saying, but I can say with confidence, I've seen the story where backup quarterback comes in and it's a renaissance, as Van mentioned earlier. I didn't mean to steal your word. I'm sorry. It's a resurgence.
Sure.
Of that team. Derek Anderson coming in for the Browns a couple of years ago. You go way back in my memory, Charlie Batch coming in.
I mean, it happened for this team with Cooper Rush.
That happened to this team with Dak Prescott when Tony Romo went down.
Cooper Rush is 5-1. Is that correct? 5-1, 6-1.
He's 5-1. Yeah.
His only loss was to the Eagles that ended up in the friggin' Super Bowl.
But the difference is they never, in most of the quarterbacks, they don't come in. I mean, outside of Andy Dalton for that one game, they're not coming in scoring enough points to overcompensate for a terrible defense.
Nick Foles won a whole Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Brian Hoyer multiple times.
Cooper Rush is just ginger Tom Brady. Tom Brady's the GOAT. He came in for an injury. Look at his career.
These are all really good examples.
But gingers are leaders of men.
Oh, I do like what you're saying.
Yeah.
The best case scenario here is I'd love for Cooper Rush to play well, but our defense just be too bad.
Yeah, you got Micah coming back this week or definitely next week.
I don't even want him to come back.
Because it'll make your team play better.
Yeah, I want Micah out. I don't like the fact that CD's got the sprained AC joint and he's coming back and he's playing through it. I just don't see the point. No, they're on payroll, so they have to play. But just don't play. Don't try too hard, please.
You don't think they can go 7-2 the rest of the year? Cooper Rush could go 7-2. He's got the track record already.
It wouldn't shock me.
He's a proven winner.
If the offense looked better, it wouldn't shock me because I've seen that happen with him before. I mean, they make things simple, and therefore you don't have a quarterback out there not being able to compute all of the routes, which is, I think, what happened with Dak a lot. But the defense is still going to be terrible. Micah was out there when they gave up 47 to the Saints.
Now Cooper Rush has future NFL MVP Johnny Mingo on his team too. Like unstoppable force that the Cowboys are going to be the rest of the year. I'm legit happy for you, Zay.
Micah Parsons is not going to come back. He's never going to play for Dallas again. He's waiting until the season is over to get paid by an actual team. He is not confused.
He just wanted to make sure that he comes back 100% healthy. So he stayed out a couple weeks longer than he needed to because he's going to be their RB1 as well. He's going to be going both ways like Travis Hunter for the Colorado Buffaloes, but he's going to be running back and defensive end. Never happened in the NFL before.
He's too weird of a dude.
He just wants to play on the side of the ball that has Cooper Rush. That's what he wants to do.
You ever listen to him talk?
Yeah, he doesn't have a podcaster voice.
Well, not even that. He doesn't have coherent thought. Like he just.
Yeah, it's forced. It's a little forced.
When did we talk to him at the Super Bowl last year? Is that when we ran into him? And it was like, it was definitely last year because they weren't in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So it was last year. And it was
been the year before.
It could have been any of the last 30 years.
Yeah. And it was like talking to him was like listening to a guy that only knew catchphrase sentences. There was like nothing there. And I don't know him on podcasts and stuff. I don't know what he does or if he does it well. But I will say the very limited moments of interaction I have with him, I go, this guy's weird. This is like a weird guy. Probably a good guy. I mean, I don't know otherwise from that.
I mean, dude can ball. I mean, that's all I know about the guy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Dude can ball.
You don't have to be normal to be good at sports.
Do you think he thought you were weird? You think it was just like, he's like, oh gosh, that guy just completely made me feel like a weirdo. I feel small.
Yeah, but we're weird professionally.
Yeah,
like we're good at it. It is crafted. It is a skill set.
We have a tortilla
We're not weird trying to be normal. We're normal acting weird.
We have a tortilla tablecloth over our table, and we're offering people Teller vodka and Sadie's chips to sit down with us and party.
Yeah.
We're designed weird.
We are the cool kids table at the Super Bowl every year.
So that is weird that we are.
Yeah. Like we gave Jim McMahon a box of weed.
He loved that weed.
It's like, this is real life. Yeah.
We sat down like with billionaires.
Yeah.
And they were like, yes, we do like your vodka and chips. What else did we had all kinds of weird stuff there last year.
Billionaire ruined your taste for chips and vodka.
I was doing Trump impressions with Frank Caliendo.
That was sweet. I tried to put Van on blast, Isaiah. I was like, Frank, will you explain to Van that he only does impressions of Dana Carvey doing impressions? And Frank was like, no, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Actually, it's good.
When we get back from the break, we continue from Sadie's on 4th. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're at Sadie's on 4th. Is this week 9 or week 10?
10.
Feels like it's been going forever.
It's just getting cold. Now it's football season.
And now you guys see what happens when the Cowboys aren't relevant. One of the most boring seasons of recent memory. No jokes told.
For you.
Yeah.
The ratings have never been higher.
I do think I struggle a little bit with that.
NBA season ratings are, I guess, at an all-time low, but I think it has a lot to do with streaming.
Yeah, people don't know where to watch the NBA this year. They'll
thought
figure
that'd
it
be
out.
the case. We
Also,
thought the NFL
wait,
would have that problem.
wait till Christmas. Like, everybody knows that's when everyone starts paying attention to the NBA.
I don't know.
Except for me, who loves the NBA. The greatest year in the history of NBA is this year. Can anybody beat the Celtics, Fred?
Now with the way Jason Tatum plays basketball, dude.
They are overwhelming favorites to win the championship again.
Yeah, look at
They
them.
have negative betting odds. The only team in the NBA have, they're negative 210 to win the
That's
championship.
so sweet.
Not to win a game against a losing team, to win the championship.
I think a big issue with the NBA also is, LeBron's going to start to feel this burden. Same with Kevin Durant. Yeah, we have our young stars, but this will be the first time for a while that we don't have like a for sure best player face of the league once LeBron and Kevin Durant are gone. And
it's Jokic, but he's boring.
But Jokic, the distance between Jokic and
It's
some of the other guys.
Luka, but he's boring.
Luka's pretty exciting. He talks smack to the refs every game. But Jokic is, multiple-time MVP. He's off to his best statistical start this season, which we say every year. He just keeps getting better. But his game is so slow and boring.
Okay, so yeah, that also that's a fact. And
He looks like he's playing in flip-flops.
We could take that point. We could take that point and run with it, and it still be, going back to the original point where it's like LeBron, Durant, or Steph, Kobe. Before then, it was even Allen Iverson, even Tracy McGrady. We don't have that guy now that's as entertaining as them, and also they score so many points that unless you're hitting some type of fadeaway three-pointer, it's not going to be appreciated. Like mid-range is not impressive anymore.
There's not that one standout human highlight reel like a Tracy McGrady, but there's dozens of them.
Exactly.
Anthony Edwards can go.
Jalen
Morant can go.
Brunson.
John Morant has a new highlight every day, and it's wild.
Ja's a great. If he can be consistent and then that translates to winning, he's a very good option. Anthony Edwards, I think he's respected more as a player who's trying to win.
Jalen Brunson is the guy.
Jalen Brunson's awesome, but he's not like a highlight guy.
Donovan Mitchell is a guy.
Sure.
Like these guys are guys.
Trae Young is balling out so far this year.
It's maybe Tyrese Halliburton.
Balling out. Tyrese Halliburton. He lost something.
Miss me with SGA too. I don't like him as much as people like him.
Disagree with SGA. He can go.
In my personal opinion, I would rather watch prime Darren Williams than Jalen Brunson.
Hey, you two. I've been playing games here. I don't know. I was giving you both a chance to say it so that neither of you would feel dumb. It's Victor Wembanyama.
Well, he is.
That's what I was thinking.
He's the one.
He's must-see TV, but he's playing below that super high ceiling that we all thought he'd hit already. He is balling. He's balling out this year. He's playing very well, but he's not like top 5 in the NBA right now.
Here's what I've hope for Victor. Number one, him and Chet Holmgren reportedly don't like each other. Now that's very, very important moving forward because you got two guys. I think Victor's he's taller, he's longer, but those two are the skinny guys that are trying to be the next hybrid. And Victor's not super friendly like a lot of these other guys. Victor he's old school. He's more focused on the hard work and becoming better whenever he can rather than being friends. Even with the stars, asking them questions. He's hanging out with Kevin Durant because they're working out together.
Well,
So
he doesn't have any help. San Antonio Spurs, they got a genius mastermind coach, but they don't have anybody to surround him with. He's not getting any help. So a team can just double him up every game, not let him have his space, not let him roll off of people, not let him do the things that he can do.
Yeah, he's got to just stick to defense. But, I mean, and then even with Victor, it's because of his size and what he does is so unusual. I don't know. We need somebody to make that next step.
He's not as good as you guys in the world thinks he is. If Victor Wembanyama played NBA basketball in the year 2000, he wouldn't be talked about.
Hard disagree.
He'd be even more insane.
You idiots. The amount of talent out there in the year 2000, the greatest year in the history of basketball, David Robinson.
But which one of these guys, you can't name Yao if he could shoot. If Yao could shoot.
Tim, KG. I mean, all these guys.
Wembanyama will be better than all those guys.
Not Ben Wallace.
Yes, he will be better than every single person you name.
Barely Michael Finley.
Victor Wembanyama will be on the Rushmore of basketball by the time his career's over. You guys
was better.
And going out on a limb a little bit there. You had me in the first half, man.
Victor Wembanyama will be talked about
better than
Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. He will be in the same conversation. He is that good.
He's not Rasheed Wallace.
He is that good.
I can't see him being better than Tim Duncan.
And also Mutombo,
his unanimous Rookie of the Year and number 2 in Defensive Player of the Year. His first season in professional basketball. Give this kid a minute to develop.
And Fred, you also kind of contradicted yourself a little bit and proved my point, because Victor, like all those guys you named, he can do more than all those guys, but you still can't put him over those dudes. And nowadays, you can't find another player, even if somebody can do more than a Shaq or a Tim Duncan.
Jermaine O'Neal.
A big reach. Big reach.
2000, it was the best year in the history of basketball. Everyone knows that.
I couldn't disagree with that.
Maybe
I could. It's this season. Basketball players are better than they ever have been in the history of the sport.
Tell that to 2000's Carmelo Anthony.
The guy at the end of the bench in this NBA would dominate the NBA 20 years ago. Everyone is better.
But when you compare the competition, you don't see the biggest differences. When you see a certain level from everybody else and then one guy is way at the top, that appears better to the eye, that draws more viewers rather than seeing everybody do the same thing. Like you can't go and be as tall as Victor Wembanyama, but everyone can go out and shoot threes all day long and make cool layups.
Yeah, and he could do it all. He's leading the league in blocks.
Yeah, as he should, and as I expected. I think he'll get more blocks. He'll probably separate himself more.
He will, by far. He'll be the Defensive Player of the Year this year. He's going to average. He's going to average a double-double.
No one else is trying to be.
He might be able to squeeze in a couple quadruple doubles this season.
How many wins do they have?
They don't have any help. He's got to do it all by himself.
Oh, interesting. They don't have any wins. I wonder how many wins in the year 2000 that Dale Davis had with the Indiana Pacers.
Okay. What's the answer to that, Fred? How many wins did he have in the year 2000?
It was like a lot.
Dale Davis. Okay. Old DD.
Yeah, they were.
Old double Ds.
Yeah, they were. It was like a lot of wins down there even. He had help with Reggie, but, I mean, guy could ball.
Dale Davis, year 2000. He averaged 7 points.
Let's go.
7 rebounds.
Yeah, but what about them? What about them shoulders though?
Yep. That's only 12 less points per game than Victor Wembanyama.
How many?
You got a point.
How many dubs?
If he would just put up some more buckets, more shot attempts, Dale Davis could have been Jason Tatum.
To the Jokic point, I think if you pick up 2009 Dwight Howard and drop him in today's NBA, I think he dominates Jokic.
Okay, he's better than 1998 Kane.
The wrestler?
Yeah, who debuted against The Undertaker.
Okay.
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
Even like, let's say 2000 is too far back. Like, you guys can't actually remember because Vane, you weren't a fan of the association. Isaiah, you were a baby.
Uh-huh.
The big men in 2010 were that much better. Also, it's the exact same list of guys from 2000. They just stuck around forever.
Yeah.
Except Amari Stoudemire's on the list now, and Al Horford for some reason.
Al Horford could go.
So could Kevin Love. Why is no one giving Kevin Love love?
Because he's no Victor Wembanyama.
What was Paul Gasol's brother's name? Take him.
Mark
The issue
Gasol
with
could
Kevin-
go.
Kevin Love was putting up. He was on verge to be like Hall of Famer, which he might squeak in still.
No, he will not.
No.
You know think he will? Okay,
No.
so but Kevin
Even
Love
famous.
for the Timberwolves.
Somebody
But then-
will invite him, though.
Yeah, they will. The issue with Kevin Love is
They'll
he was
give him
scoring.
free tickets. to the
Kevin
Hall
Love
of
was
Fame.
scoring 40 points, 13 rebounds a game, and then he goes to a super team and completely fell off. Did not contribute at all the way everyone expected
Oh, yeah, a
him
little
to.
mental health.
Yeah.
thing. I mean, can we be?
Yeah, his mental
Before
health is
that,
very
before-
poor.
Hey,
before
talked about
that.
it. Well, I
No,
mean,
he is.
he talked
his
about
whole
it
career he
afterwards.
was.
Yeah, it's still with him today. I mean,
But he was still scoring 40 points and 15 rebounds in Minnesota, and then went to Cleveland, and then there were a lot of games where you're like, he's a little inconsistent. So I think that's what hurt Kevin Love's chances.
all right, tell me
You
what.
don't just stop being mentally ill. You
Yeah.
get better.
You
You don't just.
recover.
You're just not.
Yeah.
You just don't flip the switch off.
Correct.
It's not how it works.
Victor Wembanyama is.
I know this
because you're there.
from experience.
I know this because I know you.
This is anecdotal,
Uh-huh.
but true.
Victor Wembanyama, tell me whenever I'm naming a player that's worse than him. Okay, Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Hakeem Olajuwon, Wilt Chamberlain,
He's in this conversation.
Moses Malone,
He's all
David
these guys.
Robinson.
He's all of them.
Nikola Jokic,
He's
Tim
like
Duncan,
Whitney Houston. He's
Patrick
every
Ewing.
woman.
Bill Walton, Dirk
Okay,
Nowitzki.
okay. I might take Wilt. I might take Wemby over Bill. I don't know about Dirk.
I don't think you understand what Bill did in his career at UCLA and Boston. George Mikan.
You're going George Mikan?
Got some sweet drills, dude. I can hit a hook shot like no one else.
First off, what year though? Because if it's in today, where are these guys shooting from free throw line?
Yeah,
I mean these guys
for real.
They're shooting granny style.
Most of these guys are in their 70s and 80s now.
Yeah, I could take them. Hey, how Robert Parrish gonna hang?
Yeah, I don't think so,
Ain't
buddy.
gonna.
Nice try,
Yeah.
sport.
Hey, Wes Unseld, more like Wes Soil yourself. Because you're in your 70s. Get him. Also, I think Magic Johnson played center one game. I heard. Put him on the list too.
Yeah.
Playoff game
For one game.
The only center he's better than, the only two that are kind of in the conversation is Karl Malone and Dwight Howard. He's better than both of them.
No, he's not.
He is better than all of them. He will be the greatest basketball player in the history of the sport. He is 79 games into his career.
I thought you were going to say inches, and I was like, I think it's more.
It's very much more.
If he just needs to if he gets stronger, then he might be able to compete with like Dwight. But until then, he's
already super strong.
He's not strong enough to be.
You know how many
better than Dwight.
snails you have to eat to feed a 7.5 foot tall basketball player?
Also, on record, George Mikan and Bob McAdoo were both better than Dwight Howard. That's not a punchline. Dwight Howard is in no one's top 10 conversation. I'm surprised he's if he's in top 20s.
Top 10 center? Dwight's in.
No, he is not.
So could any of those
Top
guys
10, yes.
you put them on the 2010 Orlando Magic and he gets him to the play and they get into the finals?
They win the whole thing.
Beat a prime LeBron James. If that Dwight Howard led Magic.
He's
team.
maybe
Well, LeBron's dealing with the same thing Wembanyama is. He was surrounded by a bunch of bums earlier in his career.
The no-brainer is better than him, and we've been over this before. Kareem, Wilt, Shaq, Bill, Jokic, Hakeem, the Admiral, Moses Malone. For fun, I will say again, Mike and McAdoo.
Oh.
But then you end up in weird conversations about Bill Walton, and Willis Reed, and Patrick Ewing, and the kid that doesn't play now in Philadelphia. What's his name?
So are you,
Embiid.
Joel? Are you guys more Fred?
Yeah.
Do you judge them by total career or peak? I'm a guy, when I see a player get to a certain peak, I often will go off of that year or
yes,
that
Mark McGwire is the greatest baseball player of all time.
Oh, we were talking about peak?
Well, other things
I thought we were just talking about height. My bad, guys.
You've been doing height the whole time.
I've been doing height the whole. He's the tallest one.
It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, live from Sadie's on 4th, the sports animal.
This report is sponsored.
sports animal.
Mike's hot.
The football game tonight's about to kick off. Let's give you some numbers, Van. It's Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens. They're hosting Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. Ravens favored by 6. 52.5 is what I see in the over-under. I think I like the over, something in the low 60s. I think it could be a 30-something game. Get excited, I guess. I mean, divisional. This one's worth watching.
Oh, definitely worth watching. Division rival, 2 great quarterbacks, 2 fun teams. There's superstars on both sides of the ball for both teams. It's a good one, man.
I don't think Cincinnati has a shot. I think this is Baltimore's game.
It should be. Since their weird 0-2 start, they've been the best team in football since then.
We will see the best version of Joe Burrow we have seen thus far.
Well, is it going to be better than the first one? Because he threw for 400 yards in the first one.
Sure.
I don't know if you can top that performance. So I don't think it'll be the best version.
It'll be the best version.
And their playoff hopes are kind of on the line the next couple weeks here. A couple big games for Cincinnati. They're trying to get up to 500, stay a couple games back of the Steelers and Ravens. They need Joe Burrow to be not good, but absolutely excellent.
Baltimore's not in a place where they're just give one away the rest of the year. They already gave one away, or 2. They gave 2 away earlier this season. They're better than their record. Cincinnati has to have it. That's a lot of pressure. I'm not a guy who believes that guys who make this much money like rise to that occasion. I think they're most successful when it's easy. I think the tighter one-ish, give me like a low 30s from Baltimore to like a high 20s from Cincinnati. And then I think that's the end of this one. But it'll be worth watching till the 4th. I don't know what your definition of competitive is. Is that a within 1 score in the 4th quarter? I guess that's a pretty fair definition.
Agree.
Will it be that? Could be at points. But I wouldn't be surprised if at the very end it's a somewhere between 10 and 17 kind of buffer for Baltimore.
I think within 7. I think it will be close. Cincinnati also got off to an awful start, but Baltimore is the better team. I thought they're going to be the number 1 team in the AFC, and boy, do they look like it right now. I think they're going to the Super Bowl. I think they will finally beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the playoffs this year.
There's no way.
Josh Allen and the Bills are a good team, but I think they're pretenders.
Do you think – so you're saying take the over, but Bengals have upset potential?
They will keep it close. They're going to keep it close. It's going to be a hard-fought battle. I mean, like I said, Cincinnati, their season's on the line the next couple weeks. You got Ravens and Steelers back-to-back. That's a tough one. I mean, that's a hard draw in the middle of the season when your playoff hopes are on the line. So they're going to give it their all. I mean, one would like to think every single week the team gives it their all, but we all know that's not the case. But when your back's up against the wall like this, they 100% will.
T. Higgins inactive. Don't know if I super care about that. I don't think you're relying on him to be that game-changing thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great number 2, but he's not Jamar Chase. Who really is Jamar Chase? Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill. Maybe that's it. Is that the list right there?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the list. Teams with 2 wide receivers, obviously more complex. They can do more. Mm-hmm. You saw it last week with the Rams and Seattle. The Rams ended up pulling that one out. Whenever Nakua went away, there was and he made weird decisions. Whenever he went away, it was a different look for the Los Angeles Rams. I don't think that this team's going to struggle with looks, though, because, yeah, maybe I do think that. I was going to try to say, no, they're going to be in the mix the whole time, but he's not a big game changer. I guess that tight end will get a little bit more. What's his name? Gesicki? Mm-hmm. He could be the dude. So now you know. It's worth watching. Good job Thursday Night Football. I don't think it'll be the highest rated one of the year, but I think it'll be the best one of the year tonight.
There's been a couple good ones, and there's been a few snoozers as well. But I do agree this one's going to be a hard-fought battle. Like, the Bengals are better than their record shows.
4 and
And
5.
the Ravens are better than their record shows because they're the best team in football right now.
Is this on Amazon? Is that right?
I believe so.
I hate it when it's on Amazon. I like to switch back and forth when I turn it on at the house.
And that one, it plugs up the TV.
Well, you have to go from a different app.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Was it Amazon maybe when they first started where they would make you listen to their commentators? Like, you couldn't listen to the main guys. You had to listen to their broadcasters. I forget which streaming service it was.
Well, they have their own guys.
Yeah, I think it was Amazon. Maybe now they're better, but there was a game where I was trying to watch it on Amazon, and it just
they all have guys. Like ESPN Monday Night Football has guys, NBC Sunday Night Football has guys.
Yeah, but
Amazon
those guys
Thursday.
Those are the names we think of when we think of football broadcasting. Whereas Amazon had like two random.
Why are you sleeping on Al Michaels and Kurt Herbstreit? Like, those are
it was definitely not those two. Or I wouldn't have been complaining. It was a random game, maybe when they first started a little while ago.
Is this the one that also does like Ryan Fitzpatrick for some reason on the pregame?
Sounds in line.
Yeah,
that is correct.
If I'm doing all timers, this is a good booth. These guys are fine.
They're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah,
I'm not a big
years ago.
I'm not a big Kurt Herbstreit guy. I don't think he was very good. Played Ohio State, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a place in my heart because he's the main guy for the last NCAA game before this big one came out, and he's been on some Maddens, so his voice just resonates.
Well, he was a player too, though.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Big college guy.
I don't think he was.
Yeah, I always associate him with college football.
Yeah, he's a big college guy. He's always on college football.
You get enough reps, like you can do whatever.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He wasn't good in the NFL. Joining us on the program, friend of the show, owner of the Albuquerque Duke store. Sorry, I took off my Duke's hat that I was wearing earlier. Steve Palmisano. Steve, welcome. How are you?
I'm glad to be here.
That's Sadie's on fourth?
Yeah, Sadie's on fourth.
Now, Van, I've noticed a trend. Steve has hung out with us every single night this week, so let's just go ahead and ask.
Because I love you guys.
Everything all right at home, Steve? You got it?
My wife is on the road.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, there's the truth.
Makes a little more sense now.
Yes. How speaking of road, how are the roads?
Roads are good.
Because our Zadar was telling us there's a winter storm approaching.
Yeah, he said it was a wintry mix.
And we're going to be here all night, is what he said. That's what he told me.
There's no precipitation coming down.
Bring a
Where I
cot.
was, the roads are a little wet still, but there's nothing coming down. The clouds are breaking apart. I could see the clouds.
You can tell you've worked in television for some time here.
I can give you the fishing report if you'd like it.
I would like to start with the farm report. Yeah.
No fishing.
I just did a fishing training for the network.
Cumulus.
network?
Cumulus is
Cumulus.
it's a type of cloud as well.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
What's
parallels.
up, Zay?
How you doing, Steve?
Long time no see.
That's not true. You saw each other yesterday. And when I used to live in Montana, the front page of the newspaper was the farm report every single day. And it was a waste of newspaper.
Well, it's their favorite time of the year right now.
Is the new Yellowstone season starting?
That's daylight savings. A farmer's got to feel so special this time of year every year. Like,
Just ruining everyone else's life.
yeah, this is my favorite time of the year.
I've had a tough week. Daylight savings hit, which like irrationally messes me up mentally.
Yeah.
Then obviously Donald Trump becomes president.
Mm-hmm. Which I've heard you're not crazy about.
Correct.
Yeah.
When was that again?
It was 2 days ago.
Oh.
And then yesterday I had to miss ZZ Top last minute. I feel like I'm like low key. I'm at the bottom of the bottom here, boys.
ZZ Top was a blast.
Was it a blast?
It was a blast. They rocked out.
What was the best
They
part?
are adorable because, like, they move around and dance and play guitar in unison. So it's like choreographed.
How did they dress?
Good question.
Sparkly.
You could have said
Yeah,
sharp,
Very sparkly.
not
Yeah.
sharp.
Lot and lot of sequins.
Was it sharp?
They
Are
were
sharp dressed
bedazzled.
men? Were they sharp dressed men?
The bedazzled jewels were probably pretty sharp. They were a danger to anyone who was around them.
Will you please say the phrase "sharp dressed man"?
They had really shiny pants on their legs.
All right, that was,
you're welcome.
that was as close as we're gonna get, but I'm gonna count it as a win.
So they made my night. They covered Fat Pats.
What was the over?
25 lighters.
What
is
what did Van just say?
I thought he said they covered.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was it?
75 and a half
years
of age
combined?
Yeah. No, just each one of them.
What is now? What were they doing? Fact stacks of what?
So 25 lighters.
What is that?
A indie dirty South hip hop song about emptying out the contents of lighters and stuffing them with drugs and selling them. And ZZ Top covered that song, and I got a rise out of it.
So you like that song?
I do.
Now, what was the name of the artist?
Fat Pat and DJ something. I can't
the
remember.
Dirty Boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Do you think that he was it a good crowd?
So I think the weather scared some people away, but it was a DJ DMD featuring Lil Keek and Fat Pat, not just Fat Pat. How dare me leave those other people
Steve,
out?
is this a sentence, what Van just said, or is this a stroke?
Half the time, I just smile and nod at Van because I have no idea
the old JD Vance.
where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. What?
It usually gets to somewhere.
It does.
And I usually chuckle.
Good.
It's funny.
So what was the name of the song? Marshmallow Road, you said?
25 lighters. 25 lighters on my dresser. Yes, sir. I got to get paid. And hearing septuagenarians sing that song in the style of blues was kind of fantastic.
So what's the chorus, though? I got 25 lighters and a Bic 8-1.
Yes, that's it.
Hit me.
That's the song.
It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program where Steve Palmisano of the Albuquerque Dukes joins us at Sadie's on 4th. It's a little bit of bonus time radio for us as we're taking it up to 6:30, and then this broadcast becomes home of Lady Lobos basketball.
Awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
They're going to have a good season, I heard.
I hear that every year.
Yeah.
The Lobos are going to be very good. Is it 2 years when the new Mountain West starts? 2 years?
When the stiff competition leaves?
Yes.
Okay.
As soon as the stiff competition leaves,
All right.
the
That's
Lobos
one way to look at it.
and Lady Lobos and every sport, UNM's going to be on top. And then a bunch of people are going to call and have weird, stupid energy about how good their college athletics program is. And they're beating up on Grand Canyon University doesn't have a football team.
Grand Canyon can ball.
Yeah, they have a
They
good.
play really good
Yep,
basketball.
here we go. It's coming already.
When do they start?
Next year, 2 years, I have no idea. I can't be the guy that's like, hey, I sweat Grand Canyon University.
Plus, they're like 5 years old. They start off as like an online college, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll build a brick and mortar too. It's going so well. And that went so well. They're like, hey, let's do sports.
Let's build a gym.
Why not?
You remember when, are you guys familiar with the money behind it?
I am not.
We're talking about the church. Let's go.
Which church is that?
It's always the same one, regardless of what you call it. We interacted at length, I'm not going to say her name, with a reporter who is here in town from Grand Canyon University. And she was doing like, I don't know, it was like Taste of Media or something. So it was like, she was doing all the radio stations, all the TV. We like went to Isotopes games, doing a bunch of stuff. And at the very end, I had a moment where I was like, this is not a human being. This is the weirdest interaction I've ever had with someone. Like, what are you learning out there? Like, what is your whole life just talking about stat lines? Like, dude,
As far as journalism?
it was
Sports journalism?
Yeah, she was sports journalism. Yeah, she was weird. But
Well, I think Fred, I think anybody who's socially awkward, I think you flag them as not a person or robotic, which is very possible.
yeah, like who are they trying to be?
Did you ask that question?
Yeah, I did.
What'd she say?
Anybody
Rain
who's
Man.
awkward.
Yeah. That's correct.
Yeah.
I got
Anybody
the
who's nervous. Why are you faking yourself?
yeah, wait. Let me just do you. Hey, you know what
I'm
I do?
always nervous when I sit on the show with you guys.
Because of
I just am nervous.
there are points in my life where I'm very I have anxiety. I get anxiety.
Mhm.
Like those are
Powering
tough.
through it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't have anxiety, first off, congratulations.
Yeah, that you're
also,
a liar.
you're in the minority. Almost everything about modern human life should give you a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah, and also just you should never. I feel like if you have none, you're either complacent, but you could be in a great position and have earned the right to be complacent.
Sure.
But you're either complacent or you don't care to improve your situation.
Well, I don't care to take anxiety advice from Isaiah, but I will say this. When you have it, like, don't lie. Like, don't just be weird. The other night, I'm at this craptastic Battle of the Bands thing. This is the worst thing I've ever been to in person.
Okay.
It sucked. The people were weird. The music sucked. I was surrounded by at or near the worst energy ever, like, assembled in a single location.
Bummer.
And I called Van and I said, do not come here.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you did.
My anxiety is through the roof. I have to run from this thing. It was awful.
Sounds like you could have used some of Isaiah's anxiety advice and you'd been able to feel comfortable.
You're-
enough.
It sounds like to me.
Oh,
Isaiah's
go on.
advice
Please
is,
share it with the world.
smoke
You
weed.
just did.
Share it with the world.
Hey, I wasn't going to say that.
That makes me anxious.
You must say that could make it worse. That
In
could
large
definitely
doses, that makes me more anxious.
Not anxious. Not anxious. Last night was Domantas Sabonis became the first player in NBA history, boys, to record a flawless triple-double, 17, 11, and 13. That means he had 0 missed free throws, 0 missed field goals, 0 turnovers, and 0 fouls. He's the greatest basketball player of all time.
He can go.
Sorry,
Otherwise,
Bronny.
Perfect game. Is that like a baseball perfect game? Pitching.
Well, he was out there for love of the game.
Oh,
His dad could go. His dad's one of my all-time favorite players.
100%. Arvydas Sabonis.
I have a Lithuanian Arvydas Sabonis basketball jersey from the Dream Team here. That's a real
top
thing
10,
that I own.
Center.
all time in Europe and Russia.
Mhm.
Like, he got over here too late. By the time he got over here, he was an old man.
Correct.
You ever watch any of his highlights? He's the best passer from the post
So good.
in the history of the game.
Where Jokic got his game from.
Yeah, accurate-ish. He would do things like he would look into the stands, make eye contact with a lady, Morse code blink his phone number to her, and then make a behind-the-back pass to a slashing fill-in-the-blank guard.
Is this among all positions? Because I would argue that Magic could do that also. But that's an obvious cliche answer. But I think Magic got out of the post, made some insane passes.
Yeah, Magic.
And a lot of ladies in the crowd, too.
Yeah.
A lot. Like a lot.
How many times do you see big forwards? Thank you. Play the post.
Not enough.
Current day NBA.
Currently, it's not enough at all.
So,
and if they do, they eventually shoot a fadeaway jumper.
I think I heard on the way down here that Zay said that the last guy on the bench could outplay any of the old guys.
That was Van. That was Van.
That was me.
Oh,
yeah, that's a point I make quite often. Wouldn't be
They
the best
can't even
player in
play-
the NBA.
They can't even play every position. Back in the day, those players were
Are you talking about Magic again?
no Bird, any of the big forwards.
I can't believe you mentioned Larry Bird of all the possible players. That's so crazy.
Yeah, because he was terrible.
Well, he's a Celtics fan
That's a good point.
and white.
There's that.
Have you ever watched his highlight reel?
Larry Bird?
Any of them?
Of course.
Yeah, it's right. It's
Larry
on-
Legend, one of
Yeah.
the greatest to ever do it.
I have
Right.
a DVD of it,
Yeah.
and I burned the DVD, and also on there's a sweet Pete Maravich mashup. What else does he have in common with Larry Bird?
How many immaculate triple doubles did Larry Bird have?
Yeah.
Exactly.
0.
Oh, I like immaculate. That's
Loser.
better than flawless. Immaculate's better.
Is it really?
I shouldn't have gone with flawless. I should have went with that.
I thought that's what you said.
I said flawless.
Well, whatever.
Well, I was with it. I was like,
They mean the same thing.
no, immaculate means consecutively.
You can have a flaw and still be immaculate.
I think
What?
even Danny Ainge used to
No.
play the post sometimes.
Of course you think that. Hey, you know what's true about those guys you just named?
Yeah.
Though? Far more interesting than Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is super lame. Magic Johnson
It's
on
one-dimensional for sure.
100%. So hey, here's this thing. Him versus Larry in college. Larry's the man. Like, Larry's way cooler. He's playing at a crappier school, like national championship games, whatever the outcome, doesn't matter. And then get to the NBA, Larry's way better. Then fast forward 35 years, HBO can't even keep around that stupid TV show about his stupid life because that's how boring his life was. Like, he sucks. John C. Reilly also sucked for taking that role.
John C. Reilly was born for that role. He crushed it.
Why'd they cancel it so fast? Because it's a boring story.
Who did Magic go to after the Lakers?
Ownership of the Dodgers.
Johns Hopkins?
Both those are correct.
Played for like I don't know,
Washington Wizards.
something.
That was a
I
trap.
think you're thinking of Michael Jordan.
Are you thinking of Michael Jordan?
Steve, they
I
tried to
don't
trap you there. I'm glad you didn't agree to the Wizards.
No,
He's
I was waiting for a comment from you. Actually,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where Magic played
He-
after.
he
that.
didn't
I was
play
He
after.
did.
He didn't.
No one wanted
he
him.
only played for the Lakers.
And then they made him quit for a while, and they didn't need him. They were still successful without him.
Yeah, he is. Except they beat the Celtics that one year. Oh, it's terrible. That's the game we played center against.
The Magic was lame. So help me out. I'm not the.
Pretty much.
So it's the bonus's dad. He played before or after Magic, and how much longer, or was it during the same time?
Arvydas Sabonis.
Yes.
Okay, so he, I think it
same
was
time-ish.
he was 55 years old his entire career. let's,
Yeah.
let's be wildly clear on that.
He was born salt and pepper.
He is currently 59. So he's born in 1964. So he played from 81 to 2004.
Wow.
That's a good career.
Playing till 81 to 04 is insane.
Yeah, but he only played for the Trailblazers for like 8 years in the 2000s or in the 90s, and then he came back for some reason.
Sure.
It's like a farewell tour. All right, I can't name these other places he played. Zalgiris, Forum Valladolid, no clue.
So the only NBA team he played for were the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
How'd they do?
You know, it was tough, at that time. All right, here we go. I got it here.
Only excuses.
So he was drafted 77th overall in the 85 NBA draft. Okay. So that would be 4 years after Magic Johnson was drafted. However, the selection was voided because he was under the age of 21 at the time of the draft. The following spring, Achilles thing. And then the Trailblazers took him 24th in the 86 draft. He was not allowed to play in the U.S. Because he was Russian, and the Soviets would not let him play over here. Got held down by the man. So there you go. LSU tried to get him because once you're physically in the country, like, cool.
Yeah.
He was
They
awesome.
already had Shaq at that time. LSU.
You're so stupid. Name one other LSU player ever.
That would be, you mean
Angel Reese.
Hoop?
Angel Reese. Wants to be. That's easy.
No, that's a woman.
That's
a
not
woman.
NBA.
We don't talk about women on the show anymore since Harris on Tuesday. Just
Sorry.
That would
No
be,
one's interested.
Abdul Shot. I can't think of his name. Raif used to be Chris Jackson. He played for LSU.
You're like, the woman dude uses his dead name. Like, that's my plan.
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, that one?
Yeah, he played at LSU, didn't he?
What was old boy's name that
Chris Jackson. Oh,
what's old boy that feigns mental health? Played for the Sixers. He played at LSU.
yep.
Feigns mental health.
Yeah, the guy that
they
pretends to
traded
have a
him.
mental health thing.
He's still in the league.
He's in the league right now. Plays in the association. I say
Oh, Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons. He
Oh,
played at
okay.
LSU. All right, here we go. So in 2000, I want to make sure I got this right. So in 1995, when Arvydas Sabonis signed with the Trailblazers, he had a bunch of X-rays. Okay, and it was X-ray, and this was the quote from the doctor. Said Arvydas could qualify for a handicapped parking spot based on all of his X-rays, because that's how hard his life is.
Oh, my goodness.
All rookie first team, his first year.
Life is much difficult in Lithuania.
Played with, all right, so this is a stud team, okay? Sabonis, Kenny Anderson, Isaiah Ryder, Damian Stoudemire, Steve Smith. I mean, Blazers reached the Western Conference Finals in 99. They were swept by the Spurs, who went on to win the whole deal. We all remember that.
We're all idiots. Pistol Pete Maravich was a Tiger. Of course.
Oh, I would have got that.
Yeah.
It would have took me a second.
Took a second to click in.
Isaiah, when's the outro? It's like tough.
I like the silence I was set up for there. The
Well-
outro is at 29.
29.
Okay, 29.
Yes.
And then it's
yes.
straight into pregame. Like, how does it work with Lady Lobos? Like, what's the
Yeah.
plan?
So that's actually what I was doing there. I was connecting with Mr. JJ.
How's
Buck.
he doing?
He's doing good. He's doing
Good.
He's good at play-by-play.
Yes, so he's got the Lobo play-by-play tonight, and the outro goes from 29 or 28:50 is when the Mario starts. Not the Mario; it's really the 2 minute on outro. That's what it is now.
It's a
Nice.
straight rip from Mario.
Yes,
And it's Morehead State tonight?
yes,
That is correct. And I believe the Lady Lobos, they lost their first game.
yes. Arizona, I believe, or West
Northern Arizona.
Northern
like a,
Arizona.
like a directional Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was like at the very end, though. Like, wasn't the one.
Yeah, they were winning towards the end, and then they gave it up.
So it could be in the mix, is what we're saying.
Yeah, they should be a good team.
You got to get your sea legs. Give it a couple.
Yeah.
Give it a couple games.
Well, I don't even know if you want to. I say just get out there and go fast as heck.
Mm.
Like, forget sea legs.
I want to go fast.
As heck. Steve, how many basketball games are you going to get out to this year?
Men or women?
Yes.
A bunch.
Good answer.
Same.
Isaiah, back at the studio. You're doing Lady Lobos tonight. Have a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Steve Palmisano from the Albuquerque Duke store at Sadie's on 4th.
Thanks for letting me sit in.
Sorry, Van didn't say any salsa.
We're gonna have I'm gonna get some.
I had a whole jar of salsa to myself during the program today.
Are those your final words?
Don't have to be.
Sports Animal Audible today for the opening drive tomorrow.
Mhm.
Salsa.
Salsa.
I like that a lot.
Salsa.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you tomorrow, Burke.